the coaches told us as long as we just stay down and keep trusting and doing what we've been doing all year round, then things like this, success like this will start happening.
Yeah, what are the vibes down there right now? How's everyone feeling?
Great vibes. We just ready to battle tonight, get the win for the crowd.
As somebody who has been here for a long time and someone who's literally from the area, do you allow yourself at all to sort of enjoy these moments, or do you try to keep it business as usual?
Oh, yes, sir, most definitely. Because, like you said, I'm from Huntsville, about an hour away, so it just all came down to me just, trusting the coaching staff and just doing it for the community.
We talked about sort of the bad blood with P, but what do they do on the court that sort of causes a little bit of trouble?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
We talked about the bad blood with Austin P, but obviously they're also a pretty good team too. Won last night here on this floor. What do they do that can cause some trouble you got to watch out for?
I say they're a dangerous team when they're hitting shots or whatever, or playing defense like they do. Real aggressive team, but it just, like Coach always say, it's not about them, it's about us. So it's just about us coming out and just focusing and again getting the job done.
What have the last week or so been like on campus? Because it's going to be sold out tonight. I've never seen on the page before straight up sold out. No one can buy a ticket to get in. It's sold out. What has that been like for you guys?
It's been real amazing. Me and the team, like we go out and get food together, and then just a lot of people coming up to it, just excited about the success we've been having. So I'm just happy to be a part of this team and look for the crowd tonight.
Is there like a pre-game meal of choice for all of you guys to get you guys ready to play?
We real big on pasta, Alfredo down there, yeah.
Do you guys kind of have the mentality where you take it game by game, or have you been, taking everything from the past game into the current game?
Yeah, most definitely. Coach always says just be where your feet are, and I think this team mindset, we do a real good job of that. Not looking too far ahead, we just being present in the moment.
What's different about playing in the regular season versus a conference tournament where it's kind of a gauntlet, single elimination style?
Every game matter. So every team is gonna come out and battle, give it their all. So it just all come down to us to being prepared for this and just locking in and getting the job done.
You guys, you guys obviously were in a battle last year, had a real chance to get to a tournament championship. What are you guys trying to take from last year in terms of lessons as you now begin this year's run?
Really just embracing the moment. Like last year, obviously we didn't get it done last year, but now we got another opportunity to get it done. So it just all come down to just embracing it and just staying focused. Thank y'all.
All right, Coach. I guess we'll start with the obvious. Playing tonight, what does this mean to the school? You've been with this team since they transitioned to D1 to have a successful year, 20 wins. What does this all mean to you and to this program?
It's a body of work, right? 7 years of a lot of work from a lot of people. So tonight, I think it's a culmination of all that work. And to me, obviously coming out winning the regular season championship, that was huge, not only for our team, for the program, but for our university, athletic department, and our community. So tonight, it should be an exciting night. And all I keep telling the guys is just embrace the moment, right? Just take it in, because these folks in town are really behind these guys, and they're really excited.
Yeah, it's a sold-out game. I know Kuzma was saying earlier he's never seen that on the papers before. So what does that mean to have every seat filled tonight?
Well, the first thing that I think about is obviously our past, right? And when Coach Bill Jones was here in 1979 and having the programs that he had, winning a national championship at the Division II level. Coach Gary Elliott, who still lives here locally, in 91, they did the same thing. They won the national championship in 91. There's tons of photos of this place, right? And in those photos, you see little kids, kind of their legs dangling from the side here, right? And this place is completely rocking and packed out. To just get back to that, I think it's something that's really pretty cool for our players. They get to feel that excitement, but our community as well, right? So we're just truly blessed to be a part of it.
We were talking to Jacari about the difference in this year's team compared to years past. What do you see as some of the big difference makers in the success that you've had this year?
I think it goes back to the guys that are here that are, are culture guys, right? I've said it since the beginning. I think in the landscape of basketball that we're in right now, if you can keep a core guys in your program, right? 6, 7 of those guys that they just totally understand what the day-to-day operation is, what is the expectations, what we demand, and what we want to get accomplished. When you have that, I think it just lends to having a competitive advantage, and that it's an easier transition also for the newcomers. And I think having guys like Will Susi and having guys like Jacari Lane, Cannon Jefferson, I'll even add Daniel Ortiz in that, right? Because 3 out of his 4 years in college he played here. And then Dallas Howell, who we lost at the beginning of the season to a knee injury, but man, he's like a coach on the sideline for us, right? So I think those are things I think that are that really give us a competitive advantage, having those core guys together.
What's different about getting your team ready for tournament basketball rather than the regular season?
I don't think there's much of a difference, right? I think the only thing that we need to understand is just heightened, right? Guys are going to come and play at a different level. They understand what's at stake, right? But for us, we approach every day the same way. We want to make sure that guys understand the preparation, right? Our energy and our focus, right? So we prep our teams, and then we talk about focusing and executing those plays, and then the energy that we bring, right? We control all those things. We control our prep, our focus, and our energy, and that's solely what we do every day.
Austin Peay is a team that you have a lot of history with, some bad blood back in February. How do you kind of, do you want your team to kind of utilize those emotions or separate that from the game here tonight?
I think it's the opposite. I think you need to really lock into the execution piece. I think our guys need to understand that our energy needs to be maintained amongst us. We don't need to share that energy with anybody else except for our players and the rest of the people in our building. Our opponent is going to do what they need to do. We got to lock in on our execution and our focus.
Speaking of energy, what's life been like since winning a championship?
It's been fantastic, right? I think, one of the things that's pretty cool about the whole thing is talking to folks that have been in our organization from the athletic department to campus life when that transition happened, right? And the stories that you hear, right? Like I sat with our president. I've sat with folks that have been around in our athletic department with us since day one, and reminiscing year one to now this moment. Man, there's so many special stories, even from our president, right? When, 10 years ago, he was trying to make the transition from D2 to D1. Some of the resistance that he had, from whatever reason. And now to see it all come out like this, it's like, I'm sure for him, it's very validating.
If you're trying to keep these things close to the vets, it's okay. But are there any special speakers like you're trying to bring in or trying to drum up some emotion?
Yeah, no. See, to me, again, I'm not big on that. I'm big on our guys understanding that every day that we prep, every day has a life of its own. Every practice, every shoot around has a life of its own, and we need to focus on that. Emotion for us is like opening up a bottle of soda, right? You hear the fizz at the beginning, but then it kind of fades away. We focus in on the passion of what are we building here, right? So now we're talking to them about, hey, what we did back in June when we got together is we planted the seed, okay? And now it's starting to sprout. So how do we continue to build? How do we continue to cultivate? How do we continue to nurture what we've built? That's our deal, man. We don't focus on emotion. We focus on the passion part.
Tournament play is a little different, right? You didn't have to travel at all to see tonight's opponent last night. Is there anything that you saw from seeing Austin Peay, I guess, for a third time in person before a fourth time tonight that you feel like you wanted to extract?
Yeah, no, I think I got a ton of respect for their players. I think their players play extremely hard, and I see the connectivity when they're on the court. So a lot of respect for the players of that program. For me, it's really about us. It's about what we got to bring tonight. And to me, I think our guys are going to be energy rich because not only will they bring their energy, but I think the energy of the building. And by the way, it's about time, right? We've been on the road so many times in the postseason. To be here for the first time, it's also a special moment. So we're just going to embrace that.
I remember even seeing back at Auburn the connection that you have with your student section. What have they meant to this run?
It's been amazing, right? And again, it goes back to what I said earlier about planting the seed. That was something that was cultivated, right? It was done organically. That's why it's so sustainable, in my opinion, right? I think you see every game that we've had, especially this season, man. I feel like that section continues just to grow. And for me, I think that's a culmination of our players being out there in the community, being out there in public life, connecting with all those folks, because I think that's the other part, right? To get them out here, you have to go visit their spaces. It's not just come over here to the games. You have to go out and have an outreach. I think our players have done a tremendous job of outreaching our student and student athletes.
Thanks, Tony.
We're good?
Thank you.
I hope the answers were good for you.
Stuff
All right.
with legends.
It's like you've done this before.